Argentinian Constitution sustains that the state must fund the Catholic Church. Something similar occurs in many other countries. How does this affect religious freedom? A first issue is that nobody should be forced to fund someone else's church. This is exactly what happens when the state funds religion, notwithstanding if the funding is through a direct assignment in the national budget, as it is in Argentina, or allowing taxpayers to choose, like in Spain. The point is that tax money that should go to the national budget goes to a church instead. Another problem with the state funding religion is that it compromises the autonomy of churches and religious communities. Firstly, because if the state funds religion, the government will try to impose conditions and regulations that allow the state to control the use of that money. Without that control, the possibilities of committing fraud increase. However, controlling implies the government advances on the church's autonomy. Churches should have the freedom to organize and act in accordance with their obligations. Secondly, state funding affects the autonomy of churches because it creates depending on the government, which harms religion's vitality. Churches are freer to share their message, their beliefs to society when they don't owe favors to anyone. Everyone's religious freedom is greater when the state remains neutral. That is, when the state doesn't favor or impair any religion. When funding a religion, the state does the opposite. It favors a church while it impairs the rest of them. Considering that there is no system that allows all churches to be equally funded, the best thing to do is to not fund any. Now, what happens to the funds to confessional institutions, such as schools, hospitals, or charitable organizations? As long as they receive similar benefits to other non-confessional institutions and they serve the society as a whole, religious freedom will not be affected. If, on the contrary, those institutions make distinctions based on religious beliefs, for example, when it comes to admittance, or if they have the goal of imparting religions, those institutions shouldn't be funded by the state. Even though the intention might be good, the fact that the state sustains economically a church isn't a good idea. The best thing for the state and for the churches themselves is that every church funds itself through voluntary contributions of its followers.